Hello and welcome back. This is going to be Lost Souls episode 6. Here we find our our adventurers still in Innsvine. A lot happened last episode. Uh, Lyra has convinced them to go and try and explode the king's chambers. Trimmer, it volunteered, so to say. He didn't really have a choice, it didn't seem, to use himself as the bomb. Giuna, when the time was right, did explode his friend, though. Seemed like he was remorseful about it, but it was live and live or die in Giuna's mind, and plus his goal is to become a higher deity, so he thinks that Lyra can help him along the way. And they met these new druid friends. So we're gonna go ahead and get ourselves on over to the crew here and ask them how they're feeling about everything. All right. So we'll start with Giuna. Giuna, how are you doing after you uh, had to sacrifice potentially one of your followers? All right. We'll move over to Joe as the other longest living member of the party so far. How are you feeling about everything that you've been through? Still in the processing phase, I see. Completely understandable. We'll move over to Alarian. So you just met these guys, right? No! I swear I had unchecked it. Well, um, yeah, we're gonna run that back, except for this time, we're gonna start with Bert. Bert, how are you feeling about everything going on? You just met these new guys, and you've seen somebody go boom. You've met little Bert. What are you thinking, Bert? Very insightful, Bert. Very insightful. Well, in that sense, we'll move right over to Alarian. Larian, um, how are you doing with everything? Everybody's audio capture's on this time. I'm gonna have to pull up the stream and try and verify, because it should be. There's we're gonna go. I mean, I have to test some things to try and even get it to start. I don't know. This has never happened. Yeah, would you guys talk? Because you're pulling up on my capture. and it shows your voices being picked up on the capture. I guess I'll just delete this capture and try and re-add it. Some things to try and get.
Is a
Oh,
word.
there he is.
Don't you know about the
Oh.
bird? But everybody knows
Yeah, for
about the
some reason I
bird.
just had
Bird,
to
bird, bird.
delete it
Bird
and
is a
re-add
word.
it.
So it should be good now, I hope.
Yeah,
Maybe?
sorry about that, stream. We will get that tuned up and cut out all of this middle portion. I just had to re-add the audio file here. Okay. Well, given all that
Okay, they're
that's
back
happened, we'll start back over with our interviews one more time. And this time we're going to go ahead and start with Joe. Joe, how are you feeling?
Honestly, I don't exactly know how to feel, seeing as I woke up not that long ago, saw that Try ate my toe, sons, and heard that Perrin, Durlak are dead and now Tremor. I I would say that a lot has happened lately, but I can't really say how I feel at the
That's understandable. Giuna, how's everything hitting you? You know that Trimmer did seem to be a friend and potential follower to you.
I'm not quite sure how to feel, to be honest, but it was quite the story to be told for sure. One that became a follower shortly after meeting him, then ending with quite the explosion.
Yeah.
I do have to remember his last words though, and I thank him for those last words. Seems
Awesome.
my job might not be quite done with the king.
Well, we'll move over to Alarian.
Oh,
For the third
yes.
time, I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. I've just been repeating myself. I have to do that a lot with this group anyways, it seems. Well, I've been traveling with these odd strangers and my good friend Bert, of course.
Bird.
Things have been well, but I must admit that Giuna fellow has quite the arrogance to him, seems to have come around a bit. Uh, but I'm not too sure about them yet. I'm just glad that we have gotten Tree back to the grove, and he may not be resting quite as peacefully as we may like, since, well, he's become a mimic now. But he's home, and that's what matters.
And that always means there's still hope, right?
Of course.
Well, next up I have Bert himself. Bert, how are you feeling about everything?
Bert doing good. Bert with L. Bert found Tiny Bert. Yay, Bert. Tiny Bert.
Do you like Tiny Bert, Bert?
Me like Tiny Bert.
All right.
don't pick me up again.
I'll pick Bert up. Tiny Bert pick Bert up.
And lastly, we have a new member to the campaign who's making his way to Innsvine currently as we're speaking. The party hasn't met him yet, but I'll give him a chance to introduce himself and say anything that he would like. Morphus.
Um, Honestly, I'm just out here trying to become stronger. And I'll go down whatever path I have to get that.
Any particular reason why?
I don't talk about it.
That's understandable. All right. That will bring us over to our team. They were last here in the Druid Grove. They were uh, taking a rest. Shaggy even put up a barrier for them. And I would say that as about right now, everybody is starting to wake up.
Oh, feels
Hello
so
there.
much better to spend the nights at home.
Oh, Bert sleep good. Bert sleep good.
Yes, I slept I slept good as well, Bert. How did you
Well,
guys
it's
sleep,
quite a good
Giuna and
cozy
Joe?
place to rest and meditate. That is for sure.
I slept alright.
Is Tiny
Ah,
Bert all right?
yes. Bert, we really need to talk about personal space
Hey,
at some point.
Tiny Bert okay now?
Y- That's good, Bert. How's your toe, Joe? Feeling any
You
better over
not
the
Joe.
last few
That's
days?
Tiny Bert.
Yes, sorry, Bert. How is your toe, Tiny Bert?
I you can just call me Joe. I can't do much about that one saying call me Bert. Anyways, I at least I have one more toe. You know what? I guess. I mean, I don't know exactly what you want me to say. Besides,
Uh,
it's gone.
Hi, Tree.
Hi.
Oh,
What are you
Tree.
doing?
Just coming to say
Well,
hi to
good morning, my
Giuna.
good morning there, my little friend. How are you? Did you
I'm
rest well?
I'm good. Good. Yes.
Well, that's good. I'm sure you're gonna have quite the fun time here with was it Yuzagi?
Usagi dear.
Uh,
Usagi, yeah. I apologize.
Soggy, madam, please make sure Tree gets all of the meat that you can provide while he's here. Um,
Fresh meat to be exact.
yes, he really does love the fresh meat. He'll settle for the dried meat in the rations that we tend to get, though.
Fresh, fresh, fresh.
Yeah,
And
it's
maybe
fresh.
if you can, perhaps find a way to lower that appetite a little bit. I mean, as one might imagine, he already cost us quite a lot.
Imagine
Yeah,
so.
he tends
I
to
believe
eat a few rations a day now. He's,
Well, if I can get full, then I don't need to eat as much.
uh, Tree, how much would you say it takes you to get full now?
As he's looking you up and down. Say about your arm.
Well, you see, our friend Joe has arms.
Oh, wait a minute.
Arms?
No,
yes,
no.
Joe definitely needs those arms.
Oh,
Oh, sorry. I thought with the whole feeding Tree toes thing that Joe was just willing to provide limbs for a tree.
Joe's toe is
No, I'm not.
delicious.
To be fair, that wasn't even Joe's choice. It was by a lot of goading from our former members, the two that we lost, well, two of the three, I should say. Those are the ones that truly convinced him to take a piece of that toe. Or, well, that take the whole toe, actually.
You'll come back and visit, right?
Oh, yes.
Oh, of
Yes.
course.
I will miss you.
I'll miss you too, my little friend. And I just like pat the wood on his head.
Out of
I
character.
miss
That
you
made me
very
really
much.
sad. So pure. Well, do we have any plans for today? I believe Bert and I are planning to just follow you lot around for now.
Well, there's one thing I do have to do.
Bert go with L.
And what might that be?
Well, during my the meditation, the trance overnight, my former friend Tremor came to me, telling me that if the king's coffin, tomb, whatever you want to call that damn thing, is not destroyed, then he still has a chance to return. So first things first, we must check up on that.
And if it's not destroyed, do you have a plan?
Well, Currently, no. If I'm being completely honest with you all.
You're not going to put another bomb in one of us, are you?
Absolutely not. I'd rather not lose another follower or friend again, like especially in that way.
Well, that's good. Well, to the tomb then.
To the tomb.
Suppose so.
Come on, Bert.
Bert follow.
Let's say you guys make your way over to the city itself. I gotta make sure to. Yep, that's the four of you.
Well, might as well just go through the secret entrance again.
For happenstance, as you guys are making it to the city, so is our friend Morphus. And Morphus, you haven't run into any of them yet, but you have just noticed that this town is extremely barren. As you're passing this statue, looks like a king's statue, you notice that it's just eerily silent, nothing else around just yet. And you guys can go ahead and RP into meeting.
What the hell? It is dead ass silent.
So, guess we're going right back this way, huh?
Yes, back to the secret entrance, and hopefully there's a path in. Not sure how much of it was shut off. Your
To every
old
town.
friend Giuna, she seemed to make it down okay, so it might have a clear path.
Bert see person.
Who's that? There's no one else in this town.
Hello.
I'm kind of just admiring the statue at this point. I'm just staring at it.
Bert say hi.
Hello?
Little Bert. Say hi
What?
too.
Yeah, you're on my foot.
What's a name?
Who
Hello.
are you?
Hello. The name is Morpheus.
Well,
Oh,
I'm
bugger.
Larian, and this is Bert.
Hello, Bert.
We
Say
have some.
hi.
We might
Yeah,
need to.
I know we're just
say-
meeting all. I apologize. Nice to meet you, Morphus. Seems we have some unwanted guests again.
Oh, great.
Just as the other day,
Bert take care.
these
Oh,
dryads seem to just peer and crawl themselves up out of the ground and just not really paying you any mind, walking around this dilapidated church.
I look at the one
The
furthest
hell are
up
those
and
things?
shout, "By my power!" as Bert rushes the other one.
Which one?
So I'm doing the one up above as I see Bert rushing to the one down below.
Got it. All right.
Bert rushing for an unarmed strike. I don't know if he'll be able to do that at all.
I'll let you both, because Bert was right there. Giuna noticed and went ahead and shot his off. I'll let you both go ahead and get your strikes in. But everybody roll initiative.
Yeah, and it needs to make a wisdom
Ooh.
save.
Yep.
Not one.
Its
Oof.
wisdom save is a 2.
All right, so it definitely failed. So again, while you're doing that, I will get the damage for it.
I got a nat 1 to hit for a total of 8.
You said a nat 1 to hit?
Yeah.
That's
Poor Bert.
With
oh
an
man.
unarmed strike.
It's funny because I
Yeah.
think the last time you also got a nat 1. Like
I
think
got a
so.
nat 1 and then I got a 2 for
it's almost
initiative
like
roll.
history repeating
Like my
itself.
my rolls are looking great today. A 1 and then a 2. Ooh. Today's
Go
gonna be a
Bert.
fun day for Bert.
Yeah, I need to get those damages. Give me a second to get this.
Bert gonna try to punch and do a 360. How much force he tried to go and then fall on his ass.
Let me know when you're ready for the damage he took.
Yep, I'm ready.
The one up top took 3.
3?
Yep.
All right. -3. All right. And Bert, because of that nat 1, you are going to trip and stumble in front of this creature as you go to swing at it, and you're going to fall prone.
This looks awfully familiar.
Yeah, well, you see, Bert falls a fair amount. He's a bit top-heavy.
Understandably so, but unfortunately for him, probably pretty awkward. Although,
Bert need
does he
help.
get
Oh,
awkward?
Bert fell.
One of us will be there shortly, but
So we're starting off the turn order with Morphus.
You said your name was Ilarion, right?
Alarian, but yes, close enough.
Okay. Sorry, I'm really bad with names.
No, it's
Bert
okay.
is your friend, right?
Yes, he's been a good friend of mine for many years, since we were children in the Grove.
Okay. Well, since I don't know him very well, um, do you trust me?
Uh, do what you must, and we'll see how the trust grows.
I reach out and touch him, and then I use Phase Step Spring, which makes it to where I can teleport him instead of myself to here.
that would
Oh.
be if he's willing, if I remember correct.
Yeah, that
So
was
that's
willing.
a question. Okay, I figured.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's my action. So I in turn
That'd be your bonus action.
is the bonus action.
It
Mhm.
is.
Oh, okay, cool. Good to know. Never mind.
He's like, woo!
I can actually do something else. I'm used to everything else not being a bonus action. I'm going to use my crossbow and I'm going to shoot at the one that I just teleported him behind.
Okay. Roll to hit.
It does an 11 hit.
An 11 is not going to hit.
Damn. Then I end turn.
Alarian.
Well, that looked rather familiar. That looked like a face step. Uh, hmm. And as I say that, the
One
hand
of the
will...
spring, no less.
Yes, indeed. Hand will glow blue, and I'll just kind of touch this one in front of me with frostbite.
All right.
Oh, well, make a con save, please. I misread that and clicked the wrong button. Thought I was rolling to hit.
13.
You do not save. We will take the damage that I rolled there, though, because I messed that up. So it will take 1 damage, and it will have disadvantage on any weapon attack roll it makes before the end of its next turn.
Okay. Joe.
That's exactly 30 feet. Do I have to do this fight, Genua? Do I have to help?
You're not feeling up to it. You don't necessarily have to. These things are quite easy to handle.
I'm gonna be honest, I do not want to be near that one. Right there. And I think his friend can help him up, so I think I'm just gonna sit back for this one.
Alright, I understand.
That'll be the end of Joe's turn.
All right. As Bert's on the ground, this one's gonna reach out and claw at his head. Bert, does a 19 hit you?
Yes, 19 hits.
As he brings his claws into you, you take 3 points of damage as he rakes them across your head and just scratches them along them. Next, this one
Bert
comes
feel
up
itchy now.
to you, Ilarian.
Mm-hmm.
Does a 13 hit you?
It does not.
Okay. He's going to attempt to reach out and claw at you, but he's going to just be swinging at the air in front of you as he's screeching and hollering at you. Next. You're getting attacked again.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm assuming 12 doesn't hit you. So this one's
Yeah.
basically doing the same thing. Seems like they're just a little bit disoriented as they're swiping in the air at you, but they're not making any contact. Bert, it's your turn.
Bert is going to stand up and attempt to hit the one in front of him again.
Since you were prone, standing is an action.
I thought it was just.
Or is it? Oh, it's your movement speed. I'm sorry, I apologize. It's all your
Yeah, I was
movement
gonna say, I thought it was half movement
My
speed.
bad. So you're swinging at him again. Roll to hit.
Oh my.
Oh no.
There's no way.
Another nat one?
Another nat one.
This time, Bert's seeming really frustrated that he's not making any contact. He really charged in at this one, and he slipped and he fell onto his back this time, falling prone once again. Belly side up, though.
Burst tantrum.
Bert fell again!
Well,
Gia, it's your turn.
Well, starting to feel a little bad for Bert there. It's looking quite unfortunate for him. And then I just look at the one that I hit earlier. By my power. And it makes another wisdom save.
Yep. That's a 9.
That means it's a fail. Which now take a D12. Right? Yeah, D12. That is going to be 5 damage.
All right. Yep. So this one right here, behind Alarium, getting hit by that. He's going to take his 5 damage. Doesn't seem to budge too much just yet. Morphus, it's on you.
I use space step and go to here. And then I attack this one with my dagger, and I do have 2 weapon fighting, so I get to attack twice with both my daggers.
Oh, hello again.
Are you, if you're not proficient, then on your second one, you don't get to roll your modifier. It's just a flat roll.
Where would it say if I'm proficient in it?
Over on the left side of your character sheet for your proficiencies.
Okay, so I don't get to roll the modifier for the second one. The first one was a 6. The second one was a 22.
Your second one does hit.
So no modifier, 2 damage.
All right. As you dive the dagger down into him, he's going going to take 2 points of damage. And you make a pretty good stab there, but doesn't seem to budge him very much at all. Valerian.
Yeah, I'm gonna look to my new friend here who's teleported me and himself and is warping all over the place and just say, I apologize, and Bert, I'm sorry. And everything in this 15-foot circle needs to make a con save. As I touch to the ground and cast Thunder Wave.
Oh my, glad I'm not a little bit closer right now.
Go ahead and let the players
Excuse
roll
me.
theirs and get that out the way, and I'll do mine.
They
got a
rolled
6.
theirs. They have both failed.
I got a 5. I rolled a 2. I've gotten nothing but 1s and 2s to taste.
So, the one directly
that?
behind you got an 18.
Yep. Saved.
The one, the next one behind you to the left there got a 15.
Saved.
And the one in front, 17.
So they all save. My allies fail. And on a save, they take half as much damage and aren't pushed away. So they will still take damage. We'll do the math here in just a sec. 9
The others
damage
get pushed away.
Yeah, and the others get pushed away.
10 feet, I
10
believe?
feet. Yes, correct.
Oh my god.
So Bert and Morphus are going to take 9 damage. And be pushed away 10 feet. I'm imagining, yeah, just like that. Bert goes down 10. And is it half rounded down or half rounded up?
Down.
Okay, so the 3 other ones take 4 damage.
Why L hit Bert?
I'm sorry, Bert. I was supposed to push the others away. Haven't used that one in a while. My apologies.
Look at that, Joe. You're no longer the only one that accidentally has the friends.
Oh,
It
it brought
wasn't an
memories.
accident. It was intentional. I apologized.
At least he actually told them beforehand. We won't speak about what happened with me and Tremor. No.
And
Oh, you and Mattel.
and then I'm going to also sorry, I need to check the distance on this before I actually do it. I'm going to bonus step or bonus action phase step, and let's first just back here, and this one here needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Would it not be all 3 that do?
No,
You
I'm
can do
only,
up to 2.
for me it says 1 creature that you can see within 5 feet before you teleported.
Okay. Wisdom save is
Oh,
a
oh yeah. Sorry,
it's
I
an
missed
8.
another one.
It's an 8. Okay, he fails and he is frightened until the end of my next turn.
Okay, frightened of you. Yep, got it. All right.
Yes, frightened of me. Sorry about that.
That
Is
and
all new.
that brings us around to Joe.
Joe, being amused by this, he's gonna walk around Genua. Well, seeing now how this is going horribly, I guess I'll try to do something. And he's going to use Dissonant Whispers to the one in front of him. Yeah, 1 creature within 60 feet. So he would have to make a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh, that's a 2.
That is not a good save. So he will take 13 damage.
13.
Yep.
All right. He takes that 13 damage, and that really seems to put a hurt onto that one. You see his legs buckling around a bit as he seems to be thrashing his head about.
Well, See? Not that hard.
Good hit right there.
It'll be
Good
the
job.
end of Joe's turn.
Dick.
It's very upset, leaps towards Joe, screeching, and Joe does. A 16 hit you.
Yeah, it does. Spoke too soon.
It's 3 damage as he reaches out and claws at you.
I just have to say something. I do.
This one is going to come at Morphus. Morphus? 13 hitting you?
No.
Well, he's pawing at the air again, just like he was at Giuna over there. This next one actually moves around past you all. To Bert. We noticed got pushed away and is still on the ground. And Bert is a 15 hitting you.
It does not.
Even though Bert's on the ground, he scurries over and swipes at him, but he just swipes right above his body. Bert, your turn.
Bert getting mad. Bert going to crush one. As he gets up and tries to stomp on one. The one right next to him.
So roll an unarmed strike.
Oh my god. A 9. It's not that one this time. It's
You
another
stomp on
2.
the ground right in front of it, but you don't connect anything, and just seems to stomp right in front of him. Would that be the end of your turn?
Yeah.
All right, Giuna.
All right. New friend there. Horace, was it?
Yeah.
How much of a hit do you think you can do on that guy in front of you?
I can do a decent one.
All right. Well, how confident are you in that you can hit it? Is the real question.
Fairly.
Well then. So the one in front of you, I channel my power, and it is now cursed. The one right in front of Horace. So any damage type he does until he's hit or the curse ends is vulnerable to it. So it'll do anything he does will do double damage.
Okay.
And that's the end of my turn. You've got this.
And Morphus, it is your turn.
We're using both my daggers to attack it.
All right.
At 20, so that's a 23.
Holy!
So you're going to get crit
Gosh.
damage and double damage on that.
That's amazing.
Is that times 4?
6.
No, well, it'll be double dice, and then that double dice is
Yeah,
multiplied
you're
by
right.
2.
The first blade connects does 12 damage, but double damage.
So you did your double dice and then doubled that.
So
Yeah.
you're saying that it's going to be 12, or are we saying it's going to be 24?
It's gonna be 20. It's gonna be 12.
12, okay, that's what I thought. As you dig that first dagger down into him, I mean, it seems like he almost fully collapses, but he weakly and limply gets back up onto his feet. And go ahead and roll your second dagger.
This one will just be
17.
normal now.
17 hits.
This one doesn't get the modifier.
And he doesn't get the
4
curse
damage.
on top of that.
How much
An
damage did you
additional
do?
4 damage.
Okay, so go
4.
ahead and describe how you want to kill this creature.
I just stab it right through the heart. Well, what I assume would be a heart.
So you rush in, you grab it by the back, and you sink the dagger into its chest, and you make connection with its heart, and it just drops limp.
And then I use my reaction 2. Blood Curse of Fallen Puppet on it. Any creature I can see within 30 feet helps their health drops to 0. You can make it do one weapon attack to a target of your choice within range. So I'm gonna make it attack the one in front of Joe.
Okay.
That can be a reaction. That's cool.
And it just uses its, you said a weapon attack.
So whatever attack it would normally be able to do, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he's gonna make
Oh.
he's gonna make contact with the other creature here, and he's gonna deal 4 points of damage.
Then I end turn.
And that creature is panting and hollering. It does not seem like it's gonna last much longer. You guys can clearly see that. Valerian, it's on you.
Yes. Well, one second while I just see this here. This time he kind of puts both hands onto the back of Bert, and they start glowing a pretty like light green aura, and Bert starts to feel a bit of a healing sensation as he casts Cure Wounds for +8 healing to Bert.
All right.
Bert feeling better.
Sorry about the last damage there, Bert.
Bert, okay.
And, yeah, that'll be all.
All right. Joe, it's on you.
Well, I would try to finish him off with my axe, but seeing as I'm not fully confident in how I use it, he's gonna use Dissonant Whispers again on him, so he'll have to make another Wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, that's a 10.
Yeah, that is not to save. So he is going to receive 9 damage.
So he's shrieking and his head's flailing about, and he just shrivels up into himself and passes right there in front of you, and you guys can tell that he's fully limp, he has been killed.
Fascinating.
Okay, so how does it in turn order? If I want to use a reaction, does it have to be my turn to use said reaction?
It does not have to be your turn to use your reaction, but you only have one reaction per round.
Oh,
so
okay.
Since you've already used it.
Correct.
Thanks for the explanation.
Right. Bert. 12. 12 gonna hit you?
Nope.
He's just swiping at the air here in front of Bert.
Misjudging how Bert's size. Well, he's
Bert-
on the ground.
Yeah, he's swiping
Well,
right
he's-
in above him.
Bert's back up.
Okay, but still swiping right in front of him.
No, I was just saying he's been back up since last turn.
Yeah, you're right. And
Oh, I thought you.
speaking of,
I
it
thought you
is
fell down
Bert's
again.
turn.
He being mad that he did not get to stomp on it, he is now going to try to kick it like a soccer ball.
Okay. Roll the hit.
Does a 23 hit?
A 23 absolutely hits.
You did it!
You actually made a hit.
Taking 6 damage.
Do you punt into him really good? Seems like it knocks the wind out of him a bit there for a second, but he regains his composure. He's locked on you. Giuna.
Before that ends, is there any pebbles around me or anything?
Roll an investigation.
14.
I'd say that you find some small pebbles around.
Alright, with that, I am going to use a magic stone. He's going to pick one up and throw it at the one in front of him for a bonus action.
Okay. Is that you have that in bonus actions?
Yep, magic stone, bonus action.
But
Does a 15 hit?
you already have the stone, or you had to pick it up still?
It was on the ground.
So that one will be about whatever you choose, obviously.
Yeah, I'm gonna allow that. Let that pass.
Okay.
Since
Does a 15 hit?
15 would hit.
Okay. It will take another 6 damage.
As that stone flies into him and hits him on the head, he seems to stumble around a bit, but he regains his composure, even though he seems to be breathing a bit heavier, as he's still focused on Bert. Now, Giuna.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna take my spear and I just rush up to it and like a charging strike.
I will say that he is so focused on Bert based off of everything that happened, so you have advantage running in on this attack.
With advantage, then it's gonna be a 16 to hit it.
16's hitting.
Right, and it's still one-handed, so 1d6 plus 2. hit it for 3.
You pierce into his back pretty good, and he does break his focus of Bert just a bit and sees you as you're pulling the spear out. He still turns his head back and seems pretty locked in on Bert, so you can tell that he's definitely worse for wear.
Well, sorry, Bert. I was trying to distract it a little bit, so you could get a good stomp on it.
Morphus, it's on you.
Is the body of the one that Joe killed still here, or did it poof?
So you guys will notice as the bodies have sat there long enough that they seem to, once again, be absorbed by the ground as bodies have in the past.
That's a trick. I go down and then I attack it with my daggers.
Roll to hit.
First roll is a 12.
12 does hit.
Damage 3.
So you stab into him, and at this point, he just kind of falls to his knees. The knees and elbows that you can see there of this creature that does crawl around on fours. But, its head just kind of hanging. And roll your second to hit.
10.
Well, 10's actually not going to hit. So it's just sitting there, panting away. And are you doing anything else for this turn?
Nope.
Valarian.
Yeah, we're just going to run up and with the claw that I have on my right hand, while it's on its knees and kind of hanging its head, I'm going to try and push the claw right through the top of its head. No, it doesn't. A 3 hit.
A 3 does not hit.
Yeah, I didn't. It was pretty hopeful thinking. That's all for my turn then.
It's just still sitting here, pretty much panting away. It's on death's door, and you guys can tell. Joe, your turn.
Honeybird, you should
Oops.
stomp on this one.
Well,
Bert will stomp it.
Well, I guess one last try. He's gonna cast Dissonant Whispers again on him, so he'll have to make a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, and you're doing all this at advantage. Meant to mention that for Alarian too, my bad, because of where you went. It is.
Gator.
He's completely surrounded by you guys there, so that's my fault.
Oh, you're good.
That is a 5 wisdom save.
Nope, that is not gonna. So it is What would or is the advantage already with the roll?
The advantage, technically, it would have been disadvantage to his roll that he did.
Oh.
So, like, that part of the roll's already been settled.
Oh, okay, so 14?
Yeah. He's going to writhe in pain yet again, just as the other one did, shaking its head a lot and just kind of shriveling up, and it ceases to move.
All right,
That comes
Bert,
out of her door.
stomp it. Bert, smash.
Bert smash what? It gone.
I mean, you know where it was. You could still smash that spot just if it makes you feel a little better.
Just imagine he's there.
That no make Bert feel good.
I will say, for the slight moment, you do still see the body there. It just is going to be absorbed by the ground very soon.
You have to get it quick, Bert.
It's right there for you.
Bert's gonna stomp on it then, since everybody's telling him to.
And the body breaks into a few pieces.
See, now, didn't that
imagine-
feel a lot better?
It
I know that
It
thing's
makes
going to be
Bert feel
quite angry.
good.
All right.
When you all just
And
met
how do you
your
believe
new
that
friend
time?
here and had been
Oh,
attacked by everything.
Yes, so what was your name
yes, I
again?
apologize.
I know we tried to do that, but we were interrupted.
The name is Morpheus.
Ah,
Hey,
yes. and
Morpheus, how do you spell that?
Morphus.
That sounds more like Morphus.
It's missing an I, isn't it? Interesting.
Well, my parents wasn't really able to spell. I ain't gonna lie. They weren't the brightest.
That's fair enough. We have a
Ah.
Bert who's not the brightest.
Very much so.
I look
Hi,
over to Joe.
I'm
So
Bert.
you're Bert?
No, I'm Bert. That tiny Bert.
Okay,
Should
so
I
there's a
take that as
tiny
an
Bert.
insult?
So there's a hold on, wait a minute. There's a tiny Bert, and then there's a big Bert.
Me
My
just
my
Bert. That tiny Bert.
my
This
name
one
is
here-
very clear.
It's Joe.
No,
Okay, so
that tiny Bert.
Joe, Bert,
Alarian
Yes.
and Giuna.
Ilarian, and Giuna.
Yes.
Yes, correct.
Well met.
Got it.
It seems we have another of the Eladrin in our midst now.
One question: how tall is your guy? I assume he's not as tall as
5'7".
Bert.
How tall?
What did you say?
He's as tall as Bert.
About like 5'7".
Okay, yeah, not even close. Bert walks over to him and pats him on the head. Bert, protect you.
That's how Bert shows love. He likes to pat the things he enjoys.
Or holds them up in the air.
He only tried to hold you up in the air, tiny Bert.
Well, thank you,
It's
Bert.
Joe.
I can't call you Joe while Bert's around. He'll get upset. I'm not going to upset my best friend there, tiny Bert. But I do understand. I will call you Joe in private anytime we speak.
Take that.
Well, Morpheus, there was a bit of a task that we had at hand. Would you care to join?
Will it help me get stronger?
It should. We're
Well,
dealing
then, yeah, I
with
ain't got a problem with it.
a goddess named Lyra, and there's a lot going on. Giuna may be able to explain better, but we can save that for now. We have to check the king's tomb down here to make sure that it was properly destroyed by his friend.
And here, down we go.
So as you all start making your way down, right where you would have really started to see some of that first rubble that you were running from, seems like it's all been cleaned. And you make your way all the way to the bottom, and everything is back to the way that it was.
Like the
Um,
king's
at that.
tomb, is intact?
Entirely
don't
intact.
it don't look like your
It looks
friend
like
destroyed anything.
It looks like
Uh,
absolutely nothing happened. Also, you sound a lot like my friend Tremor. Do you know somebody by that name?
Uh, no, I mean maybe if I passed them in travels. Not 100% sure.
it does
Hmm.
sound quite like.
Well, should we see if the king is still here?
I don't see
I'm
why
quite
not.
tired of that ritual, but I suppose, Joe, you probably remember it best at this point. I'll collect your coins that fall through.
I
For open
guess.
coffin?
DM.
Yes.
Sure,
Would
you
there
can
be
try.
any like remnants of like Trimmer's body like at all? Like items or anything that's like anywhere?
Now, unfortunately, that Lyra had stepped in and poofed you away before all the rubble completely fell in.
Also, quick question: do we have to go for the full ritual again, or can I just give up six? One, two, like 6 gold ritual?
Are you asking me?
Yes.
If you guys remember the pattern that you put the gold in, you 100% use the 6 gold and put it into that pattern. And I would say that you guys do remember the pattern. So, I mean, you can do that. But yeah, you would have to follow the pattern, which is, I mean, you can just say you did so.
All right. So Joe is gonna follow the pattern, so be around the tomb,
Hmm.
and he's able to put each 6 gold in each of the 6 open slots. That would lead into the gold room where uh Genua to like the gold.
Yuna?
Giuna starts with a J. Close enough.
No.
I,
Yuna.
uh-uh. And he completes the ritual.
And this
And
time,
as
go ahead. Go ahead.
uh, as Joe is doing that, I'm using produce flame and just touching each of the torches.
All right. And unlike last time, this time, the original ritual is successful yet again, and the king rises out of the tomb. He looks around and he says, "Oh, well, is it not you all? You all thought you could kill me, huh?"
Oh,
Oh, we can, but you know,
I just got here. I don't know who the hell
just
you
not as
is.
easy as we would have thought.
no.
Who cleaned
Hello,
up
sir.
this place?
Well, you see, if things fail to be completely destroyed on the inner sanctum here, then the essence that's left over by
Hmm.
something that I have here allows the room to rebuild. I'm sure that this room has been destroyed a fair amount of times. I would say that the building above is looking a lot worse for wear, isn't it? The city around it starting
Oh,
to decay.
this building is definitely the worst of the ones, too.
Well, that is essentially what I'm using to rebuild parts of that. They have to be aged for me to reverse the aging process here, and I don't technically do it myself. It is my
What,
essence that
exact-
does.
what exactly is this trinket you speak of?
Why would I tell a group that just tried to kill me?
Mm,
Well,
My friend,
sir,
you seem to be mistaken. My friend was the one that did this all.
yes, we
He's the
left
one
him
that.
to have a conversation with you, and next thing we knew, we heard an explosion.
So, then, if you
And I
want
don't know
any
who you
answers
are.
from me, then let's start over from the beginning and tell me what brought you all back here in the first place. Your friend mentioned that you met Lyra. Lyra wipes the floor with you, kills some of your party members. and then he blows up. What am I meant to think? You tell me then, from the beginning. What happened?
It seems he had deceived us all. Led us to believe that he had a way to change everything back to the way it was for you. Without killing Lyra herself. And perhaps, I believe he told us that he could also use you to help us kill Lyra or something like that. What was that, Alarian?
Well, I believe he mentioned a potion of sorts, and that the
Oh,
potion
that's right.
had some mysterious effect. Yes, I'm sorry, Your Grace.
Alarian,
We-
Bert,
Yes, hello, sir.
is the grove
Or
well?
say hi.
The grove is in excellent standing as far as you need to know.
Oh,
We're missing a few members, but Osagi is still there, and we found Tree,
I might
so
need
it's
to
good.
request something of the grove that I don't know the grove is willing to do.
And what might that be?
Well, it seems that maybe here in the near future I might need to come back. And I was told by your leader that the life orb that you all have might have that capability.
By Osagi or Thalandra?
Thalandra, of course.
Yes, have you seen her
Thalandra.
recently? Has she come to visit?
No, this was before everything, before I was prematurely put into the stance.
Would Osagi know about you needing the life orb by chance?
Well, I'm sure, being that Usagi is Thalandra's right hand, I would assume. And they've always
Of
been
course,
loyal, as I've
I
always
only
protected.
ask because, well, you see, I can't get it without her permission.
Well,
I can ask, that's not a problem.
we should tell her it's a king's order.
Yes, well, you see, since your kingdom has fallen, the grove, well, we look out for ourselves first, not so much the king.
So
Just
then
being
all of
honest
our
with you.
agreements that we've made in the past are for what? For nothing?
Uh, yeah, you could say that. You caused us grave danger when making deals with Lyra behind our backs.
It was supposed to be for the betterment of all. You all were protected, correct?
Yes, but only due to the life orb. When Lyra came to attack, we had to put up the barrier, and we lost just about the entire grove.
These two were talking. I go over and talk to Horace, and I start asking him, how well are you at and looking for things, if I might
Did you
ask?
just call him Horace?
Yes, I did. Whoops.
That's criminal.
I don't even know where that name came from. To Morpheus, and I start asking him like, Morpheus, how well are you at looking for things?
Depends on what type of things.
Well, you heard what he was talking about. I'm curious where we can possibly find this thing that keeps him from being able to fully die. It's starting to look quite ugly in here, and I think we might need to find that before we continue on.
I mean, I can look into it. Who exactly is this guy? Like, I don't know who this is.
He is, or perhaps was, the king of Entvine. And he made some deals with the goddess we are dealing with. And it's starting to look far worse for all of us if we continue to side with him. So I think we might need to find this and find this fast.
Okay. DM, what type of role would I need for that? Would it be an investigation or a perception?
I mean, you're just blindly looking for an item that you're trying to find.
I'm just looking to see if there's something. Yeah, I'm trying to see if like there's something that stands out.
Go ahead and roll an investigation.
And then I kind of go over to Alarian as he's talking to him and just whisper, "We need to find a way to get whatever he was talking about, because I think this is going to turn south quickly." And then just step away after that.
If I have like an advantage on that, would I roll it with advantage or just roll it normally?
You have a what?
I have advantage on investigation rolls.
Is that a feat?
Well, no, it just has it beside of it. It just has an A beside of it saying I have advantage on it.
I'm pretty sure you still just roll. If it has the
What's the question?
void or in the charmed condition.
He's doing an investigation. Let's see.
No, yeah, you're just doing the roll itself.
Yeah, because that one's specifically for allowing you to find obscure information in books or deduce how something works. If you were talking about the investigation aspect.
Just didn't
Like it's kind of a
understand that.
basically it's depending on what exactly you're investigating. You're not investigating a specific book or how something works in this aspect, so it would still be normal.
Okay, well then I got
But
a
like if you're
9.
You're looking around, and I mean, this room is really new to you. So I'll describe a few things. You do notice that all the statues have glowing green eyes. They're looking directly at the chest. The chest itself has a glowing green aura coming from its corners, and all the armor pieces of the king, the ornate armor pieces of the king there. Besides that, you just see everything that you really see on the map. And the king, being in his chat with Alarian, is just saying, "So, will you go and ask then?"
Well, I will ask, sir, but I make no promises.
The future of Innsvine is the future of the Grove. I hope you all understand that.
Well, Ensvine hasn't done very well protecting us in the last few years, now has it? We're
No,
still standing. You are not?
well, I'm here at least.
Yes, and I'm here in the physical, which seems to be in the better position here, sir.
You're correct.
He does have a very good point there.
I'm sure Usagi will see reason.
Yes, well, I respect the elders' opinions more than my own, so, though I disagree and truly could care less at this point, I will ask, and we'll see. And Alarian is going to just kind of look at Bert and do one of those little like head nods towards the stairs and start walking up, leaving the rest to do whatever they're doing. We'll wait outside for them, or I will wait outside if Bert follows. It's up to him.
Bert's following.
Okay.
Lauren, before you go out, and
Yes.
I like rush up to him. Do you know if Fusagi has ever been down here herself in the past? Out of curiosity.
Uh, hmm.
You would
Not-
you would definitely know Usagi had mentioned that she even helped create this these chambers.
Okay. Well, I don't know if she's been here recently, but she did help create this area, so she may have some answers that we're looking for. And I'm saying this all in a pretty low whisper, just to
Yep.
Giona specifically.
Well, then I think for the moment I shall go back with you.
Sounds good. I'll do
I
the
think I have
asking,
it booked.
and you can
Yes.
bring up any points that you may have about this trinket.
Well, what is exactly your name there, King?
Give me just a second. I've actually gone mind blanked on what I named
We
my
probably should
own
take our
king.
first break anyway. Want to hit a first break while you look for that?
Yep. We'll go ahead and put ourselves on break.
Yeah,
Uh,
I needed it, so I'm down.
Yippee!
That does bring us back into the session. And as you were asking that question, Giuna, the king goes, "Well, I am King Hans."
King Hans. All right.
Well,
Well, Hans, I believe we may return. I'm going to go with my new friends here and to the grove, and we'll come back with your answer from their leader.
Look, I just want to know if you all are truly on the side of Innsvine, or if you will be coming back to try and do something to me. Would you be willing to answer me that question? Can I
would you
do
say
Quite
that
anything?
honestly,
Can I do anything to sway you to my side? If not,
would
I
Alarian
think
have made it up the stairs by this point?
since Giuna stopped you, I wouldn't say so. No.
Okay, then I'm just gonna jump in and say, well, sir, it truly comes down to what Asagi says. At least for me, I believe that the elder's word must be followed at all costs, whether I agree or not. So, if she decides that you need the life orb, we'll bring it. If she says the grove is more important, we'll see what happens.
And quite frankly, the only thing I can truly think of that would build some kind of a trust for me is allowing me to hold on to that trinket you speak of that keeps this place safe. If you let me hold it, then you would not be destroyed, I suppose. Because I would protect it at all cost.
If you're capable of bringing me back the life orb, then we can have a discussion about it. It just depends on what happens after the life orb is used.
I assumed that would be your answer. And then I just turn and head up behind Ilarian and Bert.
Okay.
Yes, Joe is gonna follow afterwards. And nothing really to add to the conversation.
Morphus, are you doing anything?
Morpheus would be ought to be the last one up to social. He's just like kind of slow walking, staring at like the king is like he's confused. He's like, well, I just got here. I don't know what the hell's going on.
See you guys making
And
it back up through the secret
Headed back to the
entrance.
grove.
yeah, I would
Yeah.
say we're heading right back to the grove, but on the journey, I'm just going to look over to Morpheus and just kind of say, well, Morpheus, what exactly is your story? What brought you to Ensvine?
At this
You were
point,
there.
I don't know if anyone like noticed it. Morpheus has like a ribbon tied around like his like arm. And he
Mhm.
kind of like looks at it before answering, and then he's like, because, and all he says is, "I vowed never again. I have to get stronger."
Well, fair
Oh,
enough.
Never again.
seems
Just
that
interesting to see someone else in Ensvine. It's been very empty for a long time.
Yes, the only thing we saw, well, was all my friends that are among you, plus the two that we lost, as well as few thieves or bandits.
So
Aside
Morpheus,
from them,
your quest for strength, your whole point of coming here to Endvine was you heard that there was a good quest uh, community here, and that you could get a lot of quests that would strengthen you, and say that was your main point in coming here.
Good. I mean, I was told this town was really good for quests, and quest
Well,
equals being able to become stronger. So that's why I came here. And since I've been here, because and those tree people, I think they were tree people, are the only things I've seen. Oh, and the ghost guy.
yes, there's unfortunately, the only quest that we've stumbled upon seems to be this constant battle between morality and mortality, which is better, doing what's right for us or what's right for Lyra or the king or yeah, I don't know. There's a lot to catch you up on. And during the walk back, I'll kind of give the whole spiel that Giona and I talked about at the campfire last session. Not going to go back over it all, but that just kind of updating him on everything that's happened so far.
Okay, you run through all that, and then I would say that Morpheus, you have a pretty good understanding of everything that Alarian has seen and witnessed so far.
Then I kind of like asked the question just to like gain a little bit of information because I hear people talking about them. Who were the three people that apparently aren't with us anymore, from my understanding? And they're not
Oh.
here, so
I only met one of them. He was a very brave soul. Shall we make it to a town with more people, I'll be requesting that a song be written about him from their local bards. His name was Tremor. He came and gave his life to try and destroy the tomb we were just in. But Giuna could tell you more about the others.
I kind of just look over to Giona.
One was a feisty rabbit by the name of Durlak. His main goal was to find whatever he had in this book of his. And though he didn't even really understand what it was at the same time, he kind of got himself done in by Lyra herself. Because his side of her, all he saw was blood and went for the attack. Then we had my little fairy friend, Perrin. He was a bit more timid. Not the best in battle, but you know, he did what he could and showed up a few times. Tried his best, but unfortunately he made a life pact with Durlak in regards to, I believe, Durlak having saved his life at one point. And that's what did him in, because once Lyra killed Durlak, Perrin felt that that was his moment to pay his debt, and ultimately got himself killed for it.
So that's right now.
So I
However,
take it that
and I I reach in and pull just the part of the body, his head and body out of the bag of holding. I got him right here, and then I just slip it back in.
Giuna, was that a human elf?
Impressive.
Was that
That was
Perrin?
my parent friend, the fairy.
As you
Oh,
all are
that's
walking,
interesting.
you will notice that it seems like you're missing a member of your party.
Oh no. Where did Bert go?
Where did Bert go?
Bert? Bert?
But
How can we lose somebody
Oh,
that's that tall?
Bert, this way, please.
sorry, Bert got tired.
No naps, Bert.
silly little
We
Bert.
must make it back
Bert
home.
take nap.
I won't call him little.
You can nap at home, Bert.
So you ask me. I won't say that.
I
It's
believe I
just a
heard you say something about
play on words.
followers. Does that make you a deity of some kind?
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
Well,
no.
yes, indeed.
Not this story again.
The deity of what?
Oh, the god of free spirit.
Or that's what he
In-
used to be, but continue.
You guys can go ahead and continue that RP.
I hear you mumbling over there, Joe. I mean, whether you like it or not, it is what it is. Minor, I am a minor deity, though. Nothing quite powerful yet.
Yeah,
Nothing
okay, so I was,
Still
I was,
working on.
I was about to say, because I remember hearing the king guy say that you guys tried to fight this other deity, and she wiped the floor with you guys.
Well, to be fair, she didn't even touch me. She seemed to take a
I-
liking to me.
I have not fought this Lyra deity. She's She has sent minions upon our grove many years ago, though, and that is when we had to travel and get dear Bellamy out of here.
She's quite a playful deity, I will say.
He is.
Granted, I do say I probably can be a bit playful too, but she's got the power to back up and become very dangerous.
At least from the stories
Right.
I've heard, that's how it had been.
This is a really
Well-
pretty grove.
Oh yes,
Yes,
It's
Joe,
very
this
quite
is-
frankly, little Joe there, I am quite glad you slept through that whole debacle. Would have
Fiona,
been very ugly.
Were you about to call Joe Little Bert?
Now I was going to
you
call him
did?
Little Joe.
Oh,
Oh, no.
my mistake.
Sorry,
Me
it's
like my tiny
it's a
bird
weird habit I
as
have
he has
sometimes of
tiny bird on
Noticing the
head.
first
throwing
person coming
little
up is
in
somebody
front of
who's
them.
not known. Tree runs up and tries to bite at you,
Oh,
and does a 12 hit you.
No.
So he
Tree,
nips out in
tree.
the air really quick, and he attempts to bite you, and he said, "Oh, who is this?"
Oh, oh
This-
my God! There's talking mimic.
Tree.
sorry, Morpheus. This is our friend Tree, or, well, he was our friend at one point. He still is. He's just Lyra took him and stole his soul and reincarnated him as a mimic, I suppose.
I'm
not
Try.
sure how it works. Try,
Hello,
Tree.
Hello,
Try.
Try.
I would try to tap you, but I'm afraid you might try to eat my hand.
Do you have
Oh, don't
meat?
worry, he's already eaten my toe.
Huh?
I like it's just fresh meat.
Yeah, he doesn't prefer dry meat, or he can eat rocks, but not very much. And well, when I was quote unquote unconscious, let's just say Perrin and Durluck may have convinced Try to eat my toe. So now I have a toe missing.
Joe's toe.
But
Okay.
It was
Okay.
delicious.
So wait a minute. Wait a minute. Is his
Never
name
thought
Try or Tree? I heard two different names just then.
Well, originally, you see, his name was Tree, and when he was a member of the Grove, that is, and it seems he does not remember. Sometimes he goes by Ty, sometimes he goes by Try, and other times he goes by Tree. You can pick whichever you prefer.
Yes, he takes them all.
I'm Tree. Try.
And I'm
Tree.
gonna pat him on the top of the head, I suppose, and then walk past over towards Usagi. Waiting just before I'm in like speaking range for Giuna though.
Which I would, of course, move up with him.
Pleasure to meet you, Tree. Try. Ty.
Hello, friend.
now remember,
Please bring food.
I remember, Try. We do not eat body parts anymore. Okay? We'll
Well,
bring
if you
you,
don't, but you
not
can say
living.
I can't never body parts. Sometimes body parts. Please.
Sometimes, not all the time.
Okay.
At least the living ones, like us, we're fine. Just no more toes.
Well, he must defend the grove, and if someone comes that isn't us, he was technically in the right. Protect the grove at all costs.
Yes, can't really argue that. He didn't know who Morpheus was.
Anyway,
It's fine.
He'll be a
Madam
good protector.
Asagi. Madam, are you sleeping?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, dearie. I was just drifting off into thought really quick. Yes. How may I help?
No worries. First, let me formally introduce our new companion, Morpheus. We found him as another wandering soul in Ensvine.
Oh, I see. I'm so sorry that things are not bright and beautiful, and there's no. We used to have so much fun. But the grove is still beautiful. Yes.
No, yeah, no. The grove is really pretty. I complimented as soon as you got here. I was like, "This is a really pretty grove."
I appreciate the visit. What brings you all back so soon?
Of course, madam. Well, you see, myself
Take it away,
and
Laurie.
Giuna. Yes, myself and Giuna here, we have a couple questions for you. The first I'd like to ask is, when was the last time that you visited the King's Grove, or the King's Tomb, sorry?
Well, I mean, the last time that Thalandra was around, just for minor tweaks and making sure everything that was meant to be up to, working properly.
Well, did we ever make a promise to provide him with the life orb if he requested it?
Well, Thalandra mentioned that if we thought we could kill Lyra with the life orb in some way, that we would do so, but not to be delivered to the king. The king would have had to have had a plan.
He said that his plan was just to bring himself back, and if I'm honest, madam, he's a bit of a useless king.
There's
Couldn't
no,
defend his
there's no
people,
guarantee
couldn't
that would
defend...
even work.
That was my thoughts. Anyways,
Also,
that's
he
about
seems
all I
quite
had.
useless to the Grove. In fact, he was
More,
actually quite rude to Ilarion about it.
more than useless. I can't remember the last time he actually did anything to protect us. Uh, all I remember is us doing more and more for him. Well, Juna, you had a question about some sort of trinket, correct?
Yes, Miss Usagi. Usagi, I apologize. You were,
Quite all right, dear. Yes.
the king has told us that there's some kind of trinket or something that allows him to stay there if it's not fully destroyed. And revive, or I guess not revive, rebuild each and every time. And it
That
looks like that many a time the place has been under some form of attack.
that is a
Do you
special
know of such an
crystal.
item?
That is a special crystal that was sealed with him inside of his tomb. Philander spoke of it, but I don't know of its quality or its properties. I never got my eyes on it myself. But yes, I do
By
know that that
chance,
is the source of the magic. Philander would know more.
do you know whether the king's spirit is it strong enough to attack while in this form?
I would assume not.
Hmm. Well, Giuna, last time we were in there, not this current time, but the time before, Bert was able to crack the lid of his tomb open, correct?
This is correct.
That would be
It
a
did close
really
quickly after,
strong
but he
feat.
did have a moment.
I would believe that Bert would be able to do so out of anybody, but that still, to lift that tomb even slightly, that is something else.
Yes,
Bert's
Especially
calm.
when it's just pure strength and no magic even involved.
yes. I'm
I don't
curious
even
if we
have the
could...
magic to counteract what's going on there. Strength may be your only option if that's your goal, but what could you possibly be thinking of?
Well,
Surprisingly,
you
it's very
see,
strong.
I think we might want to acquire this gem that's inside of his tomb. Just for safekeeping, of course, madam. Potentially more, I won't lie to you. But you see, after their friend Tremor went in, and like we told you, he used his life in a very interesting way to attempt to foil the king and destroy his tomb because, well, he isn't the greatest of men. And yes, it failed. His tomb has, well, resurrected. The king is not resurrected, but his tomb has. And now he's trying
And
to use our power here to resurrect himself.
and if
I
I may be
see.
so bold, I think to the Grove itself, I think he's more dangerous than Lyra. I do honestly, I believe at this moment the only reason why Lyra has attacked the Grove in the past is because of the alliance that was with the king.
Well, she did try and take the life orb. I mean, oh my. It's
Do you
quite a
think it's
predicament.
possible that
I,
she only tried to take the life orb so that the king could not have his hands on it?
It very well could be. I wish
Now,
the
I'm not
lander was around.
suggesting.
I don't make these decisions very well. I'm just meant to protect.
Well, I'm not suggesting that we work with Lyra because, let's be honest, she's a goddess of deception and not
And
to be trusted even the
Usagi
slightest.
darts her eyes over to Tree and kind of just nods at you. This, I don't see siding with such a god.
No, of course not, ma'am. But also, I don't think we should side with the king. I think it's time for the Grove to become a neutral party.
my
And if
lady,
we,
I know I'm not a part of this, but this is 100% something that I agree with.
well, yes, Juna, you see, you guys could very well become a part of the Grove. We accept everyone and love all types of people, so long as they just look out for the interest or the best interest of the Grove. But I think, madam, that if we have the life orb and we have the king's stone for his tomb, we would hold all of the power, no?
Well, yes.
And that way we could potentially have a bit more advantage in negotiations with both parties.
Hmm.
And
You
quite frankly,
and Bert have always protected the Grove. I trust in you all. I think the Landra would trust in you all and say, I think she would tell me right now, follow what you believe is right within your heart.
I understand
and
that I am a bit young, madam, but I'm just curious. Do you think that you and if and when the Landra return, that I could be promoted to one of the Grove Elders so that we can continue bringing in new members and trying to grow and resecure what we once had?
I think so.
Thank you. And, well, Juna, do you have any
and
follow-up
perhaps
questions?
Juna gets a little glint in his eye and just smiles. He's like, and perhaps if this grove were to perhaps follow one of a newer deity, that might be a little bit of another assistance to you all. And I just wink at her.
She will
Larian
slowly,
turns his head and giggles.
she'll slowly approach Giona and look him up and down,
Ugh.
and she will say, "You protect these ones. You make sure everything in the grove stays peaceful. And when the Landra gets back, depending on what your worships are and what it means to be a follower of you, we will talk then."
That sounds good to me.
Yes, and I'm thinking in the near future, should the souls not return to Ensvine, as much as, yes, we are a grove and we value nature more than everything, I think we should use the power of the life orb to expand the grove into Ensvine's territory and take it
That
for
would be quite the
ourselves.
nice grove.
Well, if there's nothing going on there, then I don't see why we couldn't.
Has more stable defenses and is not quite as in the open, and I think, so long as we're not working with the king, Lyra may leave us alone.
Oh, there's a lot of what ifs and what wills. You have given me more hope than I've had in many years. I only
Anyways,
wish to
madam,
have friends around again, and to have nice morning conversations, and pleasant strolls.
I would like to request our leave, as we have some more business to take care of with the former king.
Yes. Well, I wish you all the best.
Thank you. And gonna start walking my way back to town.
And here we go again.
Yep,
As everyone's like slowly walking away, I look
Yeah.
over and I'm like, I assume this is the life orb.
Yes.
I dip. Uh, if the king thinks this can bring him back to life, has it been tried to see if they could do anything for Tree, Try, Ty, whatever he goes by? I mean, I know I'm new to new here. I don't know.
I've
That
already
was a
been
thought.
testing different methods of using the orb that we have used before, and nothing has been successful so far. I will keep trying, though. I have a few more ideas and maybe some spells that I can create.
I'm assuming this is going to end up turning into one of those things of kill the big bad deity lady and things will go back to normal. Maybe. I'm assuming that's everyone's thought.
Would you say we're still in earshot here? How far is that?
Yeah, I would. Go ahead.
Morpheus, I don't know if that's exactly the plans right now. I think the plans are to grow the grove, have them follow Giuna, most of them at least. Sorry, Giuna, I don't really believe in religions. And from there, well, we will just take over this side and take over Ensvine.
And try. You be good out there for Miss Usagi.
And no trying to bite Morpheus when he comes back.
You all
He is
leaving?
friend.
Don't leave already.
We'll be
Yes,
back
Tree.
pretty soon. You okay?
Oh,
We'll continue to
okay.
come visit.
And try
I'm
to
gonna
Try.
be on my way, my lady.
We always come back.
sadly walks away.
Oh,
Stop making him so sad.
oh my
Bye,
heart.
Try.
Oh. We'll be back,
Bye.
Try. We promise you that.
I'll try to find you some fresh meat while I'm out.
This feel.
Oh, yes, please. Thank you. Come back.
Oh, Morpheus, do you hunt?
I can. Yeah, I've been known for it, but
I'm
I haven't
unsure.
seen anything.
I don't know if Lyra's taken the souls, but these forests, well, the souls of animals, that is, but these forests used to be full of life and many different creatures. You may be able to find a bear or a deer, and Tree would love that.
I think he would.
As you say that, everybody roll a, oh my, why am I brain? Roll
Initiative?
Perception?
perception check, yeah.
13.
4.
11.
Okay. So
Wait, what was the roll?
the one who was speaking out about it,
Perception.
Valerian, you are the only one that does notice a tiny rabbit darting across Gerald's path.
Right there. Morpheus, there's a rabbit. Can
Does
you
it
shoot
stop
it?
at any point? I can try. I'm going to try to
Try.
shoot this rabbit.
Tree.
Roll. You can see it. Roll
Try.
to hit.
14.
Yeah, you pierce the rabbit perfectly, and it is right there in front of Valerian.
I'm gonna bend down, pick it up, and say, "Well, thank you, Morpheus. I'll be right back. I must give this to Treese before it's
Give me my bolt. You're running away with
Oh,
my
yes.
bolt.
I take it out. I take it out and pass it right to him.
Thank you.
Actually,
Of
I'm gonna go
course.
with Valarian, and I
Yes, Giuna, it would only be right. He seems to have taken quite a
Okay.
liking to you.
and I actually had another
Bert.
note.
Oh, hello
You
there,
know.
Bert.
Bert follow L.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Bert.
I had
Oh,
kind of a
no,
wild
you
thought.
came back. You came back for me.
Yes, we did. Look at
Yes,
what
just
Valarian's got for you.
would you
Oh,
like this nice, tasty rabbit there, Tree?
yes, please, 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 please.
Well, open wide. And he throws it into Tree's mouth.
And he immediately just gulps it down, and he's sitting there nomming, and he just looks very, very happy and content.
Well, Giuna, you said you had a last-minute thought. Do you need to speak with Usagi?
No, it's actually with you personally, and Bert's free to stay here. He is quite a follower of you.
Thank you for
Of
And
meat.
course. Of course, Tree. We will return with more.
You made a mention that, well, the Grove would be following, potentially followers for me, and mentioned you yourself would not because you're not the religious type,
Yes,
which I
that's correct.
understand and appreciate. But have you ever thought of being a deity yourself?
I can't say it's crossed my mind. I'm not necessarily opposed, but like I said, I would have to determine a religion of no religion, if that makes any sense. I would have to find out what the true beliefs would be. I respect your free spirit, and that does sound very along the lines of something I could see myself enjoying. Potentially the winter. I've always loved the cold.
Yes, and while I tend to have been one that travels through the different seasons, as I'm sure you've noticed,
Yes, of course.
my thoughts would be, what if there was a small pantheon among a few of us?
Well, I did notice that Morpheus seems to be one of the spring.
Bert don't understand you guys' big words.
That's okay, Bert. Well, Bert, I must ask, if I was this minor deity that Giona speaks of, would you follow El?
Bert follow L.
Very nice to know.
Follow L.
Like I said, I'll have to think about this, Giona. I've never been the biggest religious type, but I like your proposition. I believe my views have switched towards power and growth of the grove, of course, but it seems we may be able to have more than just a grove and have an entire kingdom if we can gather the
It does seem to be
followers
that
and the
way.
people. Well, anyways, thank you for the suggestion. I will take it into consideration. Shall we continue going on?
Yes, of course.
Doop, 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 doop.
We head all the way back over there.
Welcome back.
Of course. Uh, well, onwards to the tomb again.
Pretty. Oh,
Honestly, don't have much dialogue personally here if anyone else wants to, but if not, I think we just are heading right to the tomb.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah, just to
I
make
think
your
we
life a
need to
little
like.
easier.
I really think we need to like come up with some like way to get here faster.
Yeah, I just was giving chances for people to RP. But if you guys are already going to the tomb, then we can just say you made it to the tomb.
Just before we get in, because I'm guessing Morpheus said that in character there. Well, once we finish with this, we could potentially look for some horses and try to do it that way. Maybe horse and buggy to get back. This walking is strenuous.
Yes, especially if it's going to be a repeat back and forth a lot of times.
very tiring. You
And
ask
then we
me.
make our way down the wonderful stairs. Well, is the king still there, or did the thing reset again?
No, the king is still there.
Oh, well, hello, Your Grace. Or Former
Hello.
Grace, whichever. If you don't mind, I'm going to have Bert here just go into your tomb real quick. Bert, could you
Why would you
try
do
to lift
something
the
like
tomb
that?
again?
Bert, pick it up.
Don't worry about that, sir.
So roll me a strength check, Bert.
15.
I'm casting guidance on him as well.
Okay.
Take my guidance. So add a d4 to that.
Yeah.
Took me a moment. 'Cause I
16.
was coughing.
I'm gonna stand over here. What's that?
Just as before, you're able to create a slight opening in the top of the coffin, but it just snaps shut.
Oh, Bert need help.
Oh, what are you all
You need
doing?
help?
What is the meaning of this? You have the life orb. Are
Well-
you trying to put it in? What is going on?
Sir, Usagi says
Doesn't
the
the life orb
orb-
need to be put in there?
Sorry, Gina. I must be honest. It's a bit of a flaw of mine, you see. Sir, you're not getting the life orb. There's something in there that we must acquire, and we'll take it as trade, and then potentially you can have the life orb.
Well,
We just
I
need
won't. I
to.
won't stand for this. Or you all are here. You all must be following Lyra's orders at this point.
No, I'm following
No.
the Grove's best wishes, and they have decided to join us.
Well, I won't just give you anything that I have.
Well, are you able to stop us?
No.
Well, would you like to?
The problem is, it
Just-
seems his coffin is able to stop us at the moment.
Sir, let's bargain then. You tell us how to get into your coffin with ease, and from there, we will head back and I will get you the life orb.
That sounds like a really good offer. How will I know that you're speaking the truth?
Well, similar as you made the Grove do back in the day when you made promises with Lyra, you'll just have to trust us.
You
Hmm.
did, in fact, make a pact with the Grove, so
But you all just came in and were trying to open my coffin.
Well, yes, that's even what
how
I'm
else are we
asking you
gonna get
for
in?
now. I thought that Bert would be able to garner enough strength to lift it this time, but you see, that couldn't happen, so I figured I would just ask. Can you open it, or can you provide the way to open it?
If you are to make your way back into the catacombs, there may be a specific book with a specific set of words that would get you in here. But you would have to
The
put that
title
book
of that book?
on the pedestal over in the corner there, and then read the words aloud. That would unseal my coffin.
What might the title of this book be?
The King's Domain.
Well, thank you, sir. You said that is in the catacombs, where Lyra resides?
I did.
Well, a lot of interesting coincidences between you and Lyra. We'll head that way and do our best to look. But I make no promises of the orb until we have what we're looking for.
And what you're looking for is in my coffin.
Yes, correct. Delandra and Usagi buried it there when helping construct this place.
Come back with the life orb, please. You don't understand what you're doing. If you all allow Lyra to get rid of me, then there's nothing left. Everything around
Well,
here will be taken.
you're mistaken. There's at least looks around the room and kind of very sarcastically counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's at least 5 of us and Usagi. That's more than nothing if I'm not mistaken.
You don't understand. She won't. She will take you all.
Well,
No, I don't think so.
maybe a risk that we have to take, but if I'm being honest, sir, I don't know if there's a whole lot you can do for us anymore.
You may be
And on
right.
that note, I'm gonna, without even listening to him, I've already turned and kind of scoffed and arrogantly walk up the stairs. And myself, I'm heading right to the portal and requesting, like on my way to the portal, requesting that Usagi opens it kind of while passing by. Just so
All right.
that we don't make that stop a little too dragged out.
And as always,
just,
Bert's following right along with Elf. Well,
just so you know, we are
Alaria.
also at break time.
Everybody else is just kind of following to the portal.
Yep.
Oh,
All
hi,
right.
Tremor.
Guys, I'm alive.
No! Oh.
I'm assuming conversation with Usagi went well with the portal.
Yep.
Like opening it.
100%.
Okay. Well, you guys know how this works. Into the portal.
And it is time for the next break of the night.